For dinner, we're gonna have a Smithfield ham. So I got a really good deal on this ham at Ingles. And what I did right here is I got aluminum foil, sprayed a little bit of butter on it. So I opened the ham, got it out of the package, and you put it face down just like this. And here's what I paid for it right here, which was a really good deal. Smithfield is actually one of my favorite hams. This is a brown sugar spiral ham. So I got it for $1.78 a pound. So you see here that it weighs 9.55 pounds. And here's the instructions here on what to do. It says Smithfield ham or Smithfield spiral sliced hams are fully cooked and are delicious and are served cold. If you would like to serve the ham warm, follow the directions below. So you heat oven to 325, remove all packaging materials and place ham on wire rack in shallow roasting pan, which we did, flake flat side down, add a ½ inch of water. I already had some water in it, so I'm not doing that. To the bottom of the pan, cover pan tightly with aluminum foil. Heat for approximately 14 to 16 minutes per pound. We saw that it weighs 9.5 pounds. So you just times that by the 14 to 16 minutes, and that's how long you cook the ham, or until it reaches an internal temperature of 120 degrees. Remove ham from oven and enjoy. So, but yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. I've already got it in here in the pan, so just basically heat it up. And this is the kind of ham it is right here, as you can see. And this tells the nutrition facts and everything. So it's going to have a few carbs or whatever because it is brown sugar ham. Alright, so one look at it here again. So we put it face down. And this is a spiral ham. It does have a bone in it. Yeah, but it's spiral, and I like the spiral the best. That's just me. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and pop her in the oven. So we got some collard greens here. We got a whole bunch of them here, and I think I got them for like a little less than $3. It's a bunch of them here. I don't like the stems, so I'm going to take the stems off of these and just wash this, and then break the leaves off after I wash it, and then we'll chop it up and we'll put it in the pot. But yeah, my mom used to cook these and black-eyed peas or beans around New Year's, because there was a saying that the black-eyed peas or the beans were the pennies and the collard greens are the dollars. So basically, the more you eat of these, the more dollars you'll have, for that year. And then the more pennies you have too if you eat the black-eyed peas and the beans. So I know it's not the new year yet, it's close. But I definitely was kind of craving some of these to have with my ham. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to show you how to make these. And it's actually really not that hard. Okay, so for each collard green leaf here, I'm going to be washing it and just ripping the part of the leaf off the stem, because I don't like the stems. I just like the leaf part of it. And of course, when you're cooking it, well, before you cook it, it's going to look like, wow, that sure is a lot of collard greens. But as you cook it, the leaves will kind of shrink a little bit, so it won't look as full as you cook them. So I'm going to basically just rip these off right now, and then we'll chop them. Here you can see where I tore the leaf off the stem. Really easy. And then right here is the leaf part. And you'll see I don't have the stem. Now there's different ways you can do this to break it up and put it in the pot. You can literally just get each leaf and just kind of break it up into pieces in the pot. Or you can gather them all together and then just chop them with the knife. You can do that too. So, or you can chop each leaf. There's just different ways you can actually do it. I'm pretty quick at just tearing it off myself with my hands. But it may be quicker if you just gather all the leaves and then chop them, and then everything will be chopped, and then put it in the pot. And you just do that with each leaf. Okay, so I just rip this with my hand. That's what I'm used to doing. That's how I do it. But this is one big leaf torn into pieces in the pot. And so I'm going to be doing the rest of them. First I'm going to wash them, and then I'll be tearing the leaves off and then ripping them into the pot. Alright, so I ripped them up and put them all in the pot here, as you can see. And you can actually make these smaller if you want by chopping them up as thin as you want. I just ripped them with my hand, but you can do it any way you want. So it filled it all the way to the top. So I got some chicken broth here, and I'm going to be pouring that into the greens here. Look at all them dollars. So now I'm going to be putting in some spices here, and you can put whatever spices you want. We'll put some onion powder, garlic powder, salt, black pepper, some taco seasoning, and I'll put a little bit of olive oil in there. So now I'm going to put a little bit of apple cider vinegar in it, a little bit of soy sauce, and a little bit of balsamic vinegar. I just love balsamic vinegar. So I'm going to put that in the greens. So now I'm going to chop up one onion and some garlic here, and what I'm going to do is cook this in a pan with a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper for about maybe 4 to 5 minutes before I put it in the greens. Now we're going to cook the garlic and onions with olive oil and salt and pepper in the pan. Cook it about 5 minutes. We're actually going to add one more thing of chicken broth here. So really you need 2 of these. You could use water if you want to. That's up to you. Garlic and onions are almost done, and then we'll put this straight into the greens. Hear that sizzle? Smells good. We got the garlic and the onions in the greens here. So the next thing is going to be cooked bacon pieces. So we're going to put some bacon in the greens. And this is the way I cook my bacon. I just put it in the microwave and it drains all the grease in here. And I just love this little gadget. An 8-year-old girl actually invented this a long time ago. I've had this thing for years. So usually I cook it around 3 minutes, give or take, in the microwave. And so I'll let the grease drain, and then I'll break it up into pieces into the greens. So these bacon pieces are done. It was about 3 minutes, maybe a few more seconds that I added to the microwave, and you can see all that grease. Look at all that grease that drained. You know, that's one good thing about this right here. And it's not as messy either. And I'll put this grease in a big pickle jar, basically, and then throw it away. But I'm actually going to cook more bacon than this to put in the greens. But I'm going to let this drain the grease, and then I'm going to break it into pieces and put it in my greens is what I'm going to do here. But don't you just love this gadget? Amazing, an 8-year-old admitted that. Her dad might have helped her, I'm not really sure. But you can actually use this bacon grease too and put some of that to make gravy, or you can actually put it in the greens too. I already put a little bit of olive oil, but I'm actually put a little bit of this in there to give it a little more flavor too. So we got the bacon in the greens now, and you can see as it heats up, the greens are starting to shrink, and the pot is not as full looking, which is quite normal. So I'm going to actually stir all this up together, and as soon as this starts boiling, we're going to boil it for probably about 20 to 25 minutes, and then they should be ready. That look good? Look at all that money, all those dollars. As you can see, it's about to start boiling, so we're actually going to cook it between 20 and 25 minutes while it's boiling. The greens are done. And it smells really good too. Okay, so I washed about 7 smaller potatoes here, and I'm going to be peeling them and cutting them up, and I'm going to be putting them in the pot here, and we're going to make some potatoes with our ham and our greens. So I peeled all the potatoes here with a knife. Just be careful when you peel them. And I'm going to cut them up and put them in the pot. So I cut up the potatoes here, and I put some water in it and some salt and a little bit of olive oil. So we're going to turn this on and wait for this to start boiling, and then we're going to boil it for about 10 minutes. Alright, so the potatoes are done here, so I drained the water and rinsed it a little bit with cold water to get the starch out. And I put some butter in here and some salt and pepper, and I'm just going to stir this up. So it's ready. So the ham is done. Look how good that looks, and it's caramelized as well. It should make it even sweeter. Yeah, it looks really good, don't it? Alright, so here's my plate. I know you might think it's weird I put mayonnaise on my potatoes, but I don't know, my dad used to do it. I guess he passed it on down to me. But I love mayonnaise on my potatoes with salt and pepper. And here's the greens here, and here's some of the ham. Yeah, don't that look good?